Hi everyone, my name is Mary Beth. Welcome to my channel. So today we're going to ask the DM and DF what's something you both don't realize about each other and what kind of relationship do they want with you right now. So I'm going to ask two questions. I'm going to do this daily and I'm going to ask a different question. It's going to be a different question per month now, so it's going to be monthly questions. And so I've written down something like, 75 questions to ask. And so, yeah, so this is what I'm going to do daily, and I will no longer do the other videos. So I'm going to do one video a day. So you can check my description box to see what questions will be for this week. They'll be very different from what you've seen. And then next week will be a different set of questions, and it should last a good 4 or 5 weeks of different questions that I'll be asking the DM and the DF. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to use this deck for the Divine Masculine. So let's ask the Divine Masculine, okay, what is something that you don't realize about your Divine Masculine? What is something that you don't realize? This is for the collective, please. What is something that you don't realize about your Divine Masculine? 2 cards, please. 2 cards. What is something? Ooh, that didn't work out. Sorry. One more. One more shuffle. The Divine asked me to shuffle at least 2 times between each question. All right. What is something you don't realize? Okay. All right. So something that you don't realize at this time is that we got Knight of Cups upright, and then we got Magician reverse. Sorry, my nails. Okay. Okay. So we got Magician reverse, and we have Knight of Cups upright. So what this is telling me is that what you don't realize about your twin flame right now is that he or she wants to make a romantic gesture towards you, but they don't know how to make that manifest right now. They really just don't have the tools right now. They really don't know how to go about doing that. But they want to make this romantic gesture towards you. They just don't know how. That's something that you just don't realize about your twin flame at this time. Let's go ahead and ask you guys. Okay. What is something the Divine Masculine doesn't realize about you? 2 cards, please. 2 cards. What does the Divine Masculine not realize about you? And then I'll get a connecting energy as well. Connecting as something you don't realize about each other. 2 cards. What doesn't the Divine Masculine realize about you at this time? Yeah. So the Divine Masculine doesn't... Okay. So we have the Lover's card reversed, and we have the Throat Chakra reversed when it comes to the Divine Feminine. So what the Divine Masculine doesn't realize right now is that you're not really open to communicate. I don't know if you guys are really open to communication right now, or you may not even be open to a relationship right now. For some of you, not all of you. So for some of you, you might be thinking he doesn't want to make a romantic gesture, and that he doesn't want to manifest this. He doesn't want to be a couple with you. I think it's like some of you feel pretty certain about that. But what I'm getting is that he does want to make a romantic gesture towards you. He just doesn't know how at this point. But I feel like what they don't realize about you, the DM doesn't realize, is that you may not be open to communication right now. But we're going to go dive deeper into that. And that you may not feel like this is a harmonious relationship. You may be second guessing this, but let's get clarification on this, please. Why is Throat Chakra reversed or Harmony reversed, please? Why is the Lover's card reversed with the Throat Chakra reversed for the Divine Feminine, please? Can I have a clarifier, please? Yeah. Yeah, what the Divine Masculine may not realize is that you've been making a huge sacrifice here. So this is the traditional Hangman card. And you have felt like, I've done everything I'm supposed to do. I have been loyal. I have been, waiting. I have been doing everything that I've been growing, I've been doing the work and, making this huge sacrifice, yet no romantic gesture. I don't see anything happening. And so what you don't realize is that they really do want to make a romantic gesture towards you. But what I think what's going on here is that your divine counterpart they cannot do anything that you have not fixed within yourself because you two share an oversoul. So it's like, however it is you're feeling about yourself or however it is you're running away from yourself, they have to follow suit. This is why they're kind of in a conundrum right now. Because so what I'm really getting right now, what's going on right now is there's an extra push from the universe. And trust me, I know because I was in the same boat. So when I was, when me and my twin flame broke up last September, what happened was, even though like I loved my twin flame, and even though my twin flame didn't say it, I knew that my twin flame loved me. But the problem was we can only mirror each other as to what is going on. Like we can only mirror what's going on within ourselves. And so I always tell the story about me being so wounded as a wounded, like I didn't know, it was very unconscious, and maybe it's unconscious for you too. But what's going on is unconsciously there's stuff that's like wounded inside of you that you didn't know that needed to be healed. And so for me, I was beaten since the age of 2. And so, if you've been beaten, you know what I'm talking about when you learn to numb out, right? So you realize, in order to not feel any more pain, whether it be physical or mental, you numb out. It doesn't even hurt anymore because you just kind of like, check out is what I said. Like you just check out of your body. And so what that did was it made me not emotionally connected to myself. And I don't know, maybe I didn't even love myself. I don't know. It was unconscious because I always thought I did, but maybe unconsciously in my inner child wounding, maybe I didn't. And that's what the universe needed my twin flame to do, is mirror that out of me. So instead of knowing that that was me, I put it on my twin flame. And so I thought it was my twin flame who didn't love me. I thought it was my twin flame that wasn't emotionally connecting to me. But unfortunately, my twin flame, all he could do was mirror back to me what wasn't healed inside of me, and stuff that was very unconscious and I didn't even know. So that might be going on with you guys. So like you're all like, I've done the work, I've done my inner child healing, I've faced my shadows, I've done the shadow work, and it's almost like the universe is saying, yes, but there's still a little bit more to do. You think you might have done all of your shadow work, and you think you might have done all the sacrificing, but there's just a little bit more you have to do. Because if you get in union too soon, your twin flame is going to mirror that back to you. And it's so, I don't know, but for me, it was numbing, and I didn't know what. And again, it was nothing against my twin flame. Like, I did not want me and my twin flame to break up. Like, that's the last thing I wanted, like, the very last thing I wanted. But it was, for me, it was just more like, I just had no idea that it was me that he was mirroring. I thought it was him. I thought he was the one that wasn't emotionally connecting to me. I thought it was like maybe he didn't love me. His actions said he loved me, but it was like he didn't say he loved me. So I just figured he probably doesn't. And so you might be going through the same thing as me. And so it might be something where you're feeling like this relationship's very disharmonious when it's really not disharmonious. It's really just they're mirroring back something inside of you that's not quite healed yet, and it's probably very unconscious. And that's why you have to kind of dig deep and really you have to do that inner child work. And I really suggest the emotion code, or I suggest getting your chakras cleansed. And when you do that, things start to come up and you start to get triggered and you don't even know why. Anyway, I don't know why I went into that whole thing. I think the universe wanted me to say something about that. But let's go into the second question. So the second question is, what kind of relationship do they want with you right now? Let's see. What kind of relationship do they want with you right now? Let's take a look here. What kind of relationship does your divine masculine want with you right now? 2 cards, please. What kind of relationship do they want with you? Let's see here. All right, so we got Ace of Swords reversed, and we got Three of Wands reversed. Yeah, it's almost like, okay, so let's look at these cards. So what's going on here is that it's like they're like you. It's almost like they're like tired of like waiting and waiting, and they're like tired of it. It's like, when are my ships gonna come in? It's just like, what is going, like, when is this breakthrough gonna happen? It's like they don't have this awareness. Like, they don't, what they don't realize is that there's something inside you that's not healed yet, and it's you running away from your own darkness. It's you running away from your own shadow side, even though I know a lot of you think you've done a lot of the work, and you have. But there's more, because there's still some triggering going on. The reason why I know there's triggering is because you don't see this as harmonious, this relationship, and it's like you're not really open to communication right now. So that tells me that you're still, there's some triggering going on here. So that has to do with something that has nothing to do with your twin flame. Your twin flame is just triggering you as a gift. I know that sounds weird. I don't like it either. I don't like the gift either. I totally get it. It's not a fun gift. It's the gift that keeps giving. And it's like everyone's giving you this gift, right? Wherever you go, everyone people say, especially now, right? All these different camps saying these different things about what's going on right now. And it's like everyone's triggering everyone in some sort of way. And it's like facing your own shadows, and it's like facing your own darkness, and it's facing your own inner wounds. And then it's like healing yourself. It's like giving to yourself what, so that you don't need it from someone else. Like, give it to yourself first. That's the lesson here. Okay. And because this is a new template of a relationship. So just like you, because they're mirroring back you, they're wondering, where's the breakthrough? Where's the clarity? Where's the awareness? Why is this taking so long? And I know you think this is strange, and I know you think your twin flame is running away from you. They are not running away from you. They are absolutely not. They are mirroring you. They are absolutely mirroring you. And so whatever it is that you're going through, it has to do with you versus you. So there's something inside of you that needs to be healed. There's something inside of you that needs to be, dealt with. So as long as you're running away from your own stuff, your own darkness, your own, I can't speak for you. I can only speak for me, where I didn't even know I had to deal with it, to be honest with you. I thought I was fine. I said, yeah, I had a tough childhood, but nothing. I'm an adult now. Like, it's not affecting me now. I'm on both my parents passed away, and I'm living my own life, and I'm fine. Not knowing that you cannot raise your vibrations with all this unhealed inner child wounding. And of course I knew I would get triggered by certain things, but I thought, I could just be an angry person, I thought. I just thought, people just piss me off. But like, no, they're saying, no, you're supposed to learn from it and learn why you're being triggered and heal yourself, and then raise your vibration that way. But I didn't know no one taught me this stuff. This stuff I figured out after meeting my twin flame. And, basically I've called on my spiritual entourage, has been teaching me ever since, I would say October of 2019, which is why they said, okay, now it's time to start this channel so you can teach everything we've taught you. And yeah, that wasn't on my agenda. I said, oh, I just thought like it was for my own learning, like my own, I didn't know I had to share it. So yeah, they are like you. They have zero clarity as to what's going on. They're very confused. They don't know why this is not. And again, there's a universal secret here, which I finally learned what it is. And I know you think one thing that was going on with your twin flame. I'm telling you right now, what you think is happening with your twin flame is not correct. What your brain is telling you is not correct. Trust me, because I'm like you, and I thought everything you did, everything, like across the board, you name it, I thought it, because I'm an overthinker, and I was not happy until they showed me. And I think I had what I think what happened was because they realized how unconditionally loving I was towards my twin flame. Like I unconditionally love him so much. Okay, hold on 1 second. I don't know if that's gonna do anything to my. There was something I hit my screen. Sorry if it blocked me. I wasn't sure if it did or didn't. Anyway, so what was I saying? I get so easily. Yeah, so it was, I think I think the universe figured out, you know, we feel like, she's done the work. We feel like, she's, unconditionally loves her twin flame. And, we made her think all these things. We made her think that he was doing one thing. And, whether or not he was doing those things or not, I don't know, but they were making me think that something was going on behind the scenes this whole time, but I continued to love my twin flame. And so that's when I think the universe was like, we're going to show you what's really going on now. We're going to show you behind the scenes. And that's when I was just like, whoa. But I'm not allowed to share it because it's something I think every twin flame has to learn for themselves. But it's like you have to be unconditionally loving. It's like you have to show the universe that, you feel like you're not separated with your twin flame. You have to show that, I feel like me and my twin flame are always one, and that my twin flame always loves me, and that I always love my twin flame, that we are a portal of love, whether we're physically together or not, and that, this sacrifice is something I signed up for, and this is something where, you know, I'm doing this for the planet, I'm doing this for the collective, and I'm doing this for myself, I'm doing this for my twin flame. And, and that you are willing to have that conversation, because when you do, I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be the conversation you thought. It's really not. It's going to be the opposite of what you think. Everything you think is happening, it's the opposite. Unless you don't raise your vibration, I have to say, if you don't raise your vibration, then I have to admit, probably nothing will change. But if you raise your vibration, you're on another timeline. You'll be very surprised at what you'll find with your twin flame. Okay, but let's do the divine feminine. Let's do the okay. What kind of relationship does the divine feminine want right now? Because obviously the divine masculine, what they want is some kind of breakthrough. They want a result. Like they don't understand. They don't understand. There's no clarity with the divine. They have no clarity right now at all. They don't have any clarity. So let's see with the divine feminine. They want clarity. What do you guys want in this relationship right now? See? Oh man. See? Oh boy. So we have 8 of Pentacles reversed, and we have the World card reversed. Okay. So you're clinging on to the past. Some of you, not all of you. So this is a collective reading. So if it doesn't resonate, I do this every day. There'll be other questions. So I am sorry if it's not resonating with you at all. But for some of you, the universe really wants you to know that you're not completing a cycle because you're kind of clinging onto the past. So there's something happened in your past that you really feel like the divine masculine, they did you wrong. Okay. The universe wants you to think that, by the way, because they're testing you. This is like the ultimate test. They made us all think that the divine masculine did something wrong, but they're giving the same test to their divine masculine. Hint, hint, hint. They're giving the same test to the divine masculine. So anyway, so you're clinging to the past, and you're not completing a cycle before you can move on to the next. I don't even know if it's going to be another test. I don't know. I hope not. But you got to complete this test first. And positive movement forward is reversed. And so, again, not leaving the past behind. Not leaving the past behind. And so what this is telling me is that you're just not at that point where you want a harmonious relationship with your twin flame. But that's okay. I think you do most of your learning in this space, okay? So for those of you who are in this space, it's totally fine. I've been in this space. Oh, yes, I have. I get it. And, you know, I felt like you. I was just like, what is going on here? It's such a sacrifice. And at the same time, I think the way I did it though was that I was like brutal on myself. I was just like, well, I still know this is a mirror. I intellectually knew that. So I kept saying, I need to know like what it is I'm doing to reflect this. And I don't do that with many people, by the way. I'm not very good at doing that with everyone, but with my twin flame I am, because I intellectually knew that this is what was going on. And so it is really good when you're in this space because it makes you dive deeper into the situation. You're trying to really figure out what is it about myself that I'm not getting? What is it? What am I running away from? And so I think it'll be good for some of you. For some of you in this space, you're going to really open your because once you do that breakthrough, because that's what you want. You want this breakthrough and this awareness. Once you make this breakthrough, because it is very painful to get there, right? I mean, even when I figured it out, I wasn't, you know, emotionally connected to myself and I probably didn't love myself. I probably didn't. I mean, definitely not my inner child didn't. My inner child wouldn't even accept love, which is so weird. When I went back to do my inner child work, my 14-year-old self wouldn't have it. My 14-year-old self was like, "Get away from me." I mean, really get away from me. I had to get my entire spiritual entourage on board. Even my twin flame. I had to ask my twin flame's higher self, "Can you come?" My 14-year-old self is not healing. And so even when you do have this breakthrough and awareness and as you're doing the work, it does get easier. I'm not going to lie, like it does get easier. Like you don't wake up in that mode of I'm in a, what's the word, like suffering, like you're not suffering. I remember like literally waking up in the morning feeling like this suffering, not knowing not knowing my twin flame was mirroring like the wounds right out of me, like my wounds that my inner child wounds that were never healed. I didn't know that, like I didn't know what it was. I just knew it was so painful. And then when I started working on it, and so then finally when I started waking up in the morning, I was like, oh my God, I feel okay. I feel okay. Oh, thank God. And so, but let's also get some connecting cards here. Let's get some connecting cards. So obviously I don't have my questions memorized since I got 75 of them or something. Okay, so what's something you both don't realize about each other? What's something you both don't realize about each other? Oh, yeah. What you both don't realize about each other is the sword and the rose. Okay, it's what you both don't realize about each other. What this says is you actually both don't have the truth. Neither one of you have the truth. You think something happened in the past, and they think something happened in the past, and neither one of you know. I don't even think my twin flame really knows what happened in the past. I think they think of a version that happened, and I know my version. And I know it sounds weird, but you both don't know the truth. That's what they're telling me. Different versions of the truth. Yeah. But it came out reverse. I don't know if you noticed that. It came out reverse. So neither one of you have clarity. Neither one of you have the truth. Yeah. Okay. So let's ask the next question. And what kind of relationship do you both want right now? Like what do you both want right now? What kind of relationship? What kind of relationship do you want right now? Okay. So in actuality, you both want union. Okay, so for some of you, it may just be union. For some of you, you want to be married. I know I want to be married to my twin flame. And some of you just want a soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. Aw, right? So for those of you who are clinging to the past, for some of you, not all of you, Some of you who aren't able to leave the painful past behind, just know your twin flame has also had a very painful past. They're not thinking this has been a hunky-dory, happy-go-lucky journey either. Because they're you, right? They're mirroring you. Like if you're going through something, they're going through something. Both are going through something. It may not be the exact same thing, or it may be. I can't speak for all twin flames. Every twin flame is different. Every twin flame couple has their own journeys, okay? And yet similar, not exactly the same. And so for many of you, your twin flame, their past is mirrored to your past, and then some not mirrored, but still a struggle. Both struggle. There isn't any twin flames where one is doing completely fine and the other one's struggling. That's just no. All twin flame pairs have to do the work. It doesn't like where one person's doing all the work and doing all the suffering and getting all the awakenings and raising a vibration and the other one doesn't. That's just not how it works. If you're doing it, so let's say there's the divine feminine, if you're doing the work and you're working on your inner child woundings and you are learning to love yourself, and also it does have to do with your surroundings. It's also feeling at one with everything. It's all of that. Your divine masculine can't stay down here if you're up here. And again, it's nothing to do with gender. That doesn't mean you're a female versus a male. A lot of males are the divine feminine. A lot of females are the divine masculine. So it has nothing to do with gender. But let's just say you are the divine feminine. The divine masculine doesn't stay down here when you're going like this. They are going up with you. I remember the first time, okay, so me and my divine masculine were in and out, okay, was never just never seen. So I remember it was a while though, like the first time, it was like a year, and my divine masculine took me out to dinner, and I was like so shocked when I heard all the awakenings he had in that year. And so that was the year, so that I believe it was mostly 2018. Yeah, so I didn't see him, like not all of 2018, but like most of 2018, I didn't see him. And then we got together in 2019, and I was just like, what? Because I knew I went through a lot of revelations, and I knew I had a lot of awakenings. I was so shocked to see that he went through the same thing. And so that's when I had my first taste of the twin flame journey. And that's right when I figured out we were twin flames. Right before then, it was like literally maybe 2 months before then, I figured out we were. I didn't even know what a twin flame was. Okay, in 2018, I had zero clue. And so, but once I figured out what twin flame was, I was like, oh, no wonder I'm going through this. No wonder I'm going through this whole journey and dark night of the soul. Because in 2018, I went through a deep dark night of the soul. And I think, you have like mini dark night, but thank goodness for me, it's like when I go through a dark night, it's like, bam, I get out of it. Because it's like almost like it's really good to go into a dark night of the soul. Like I said, it's really good to be in this place. For some of you who are here, it's really good because it's where you catapult. It's where you do your best learning. Because when you're going, oh, everything's great and my life is wonderful, like there's really not much learning going on because you're just kind of, coasting through. And so it's when you start feeling uncomfortable where you're like, okay, I need to do some work here. I need to figure it out. And so I think that's where a lot of you are right now. And May is a big shake-up month, I think. And then June and July should be a bit better. But I think May is a bit of a shake-up, but we'll see. It just depends. Everyone's on their own journey. Like, yeah, I read for the collective because there is kind of a collective timeline with twin flames. So not a whole lot of twin flames in union right now. And if they are, it's too soon. Not for everyone. There is probably a good group of twin flames that are together, that are in the fifth dimension. But you don't hear from them. They don't really talk to the twin flame community. They're just living their bliss. They were like, that's the easy route, though. We don't want you to go that route. We want you to go through the ringer so then you can teach it. But I think a lot of people are getting into union, but they're getting into union like when I got into union back in the fall. I was more at the desire timeline, and that's not good because when you're in the desire timeline or anger timeline or fear timeline or whatever, that's when you are mirroring your twin flame. It's almost like a different version of your twin flame, and what you want is the best version. So they're getting they're getting not a good version of you either. And so what you want to do is you want to be up here, you have to be vibrating high. But in order to do that, you have to release your wounds. That's the hard part. Because I know I've tried to do that. Like I've tried to be at peace, and say my life is peaceful. I'm just going to be agreeable. I'm going to be nice to everyone. I'm going to be sunny and warm. It's not how it works. No, you got to do the work. You got to do the inner wounding healing, and you got to embrace your feelings. Oh, which reminds me, because I was asked to pull some oracles for you, and that was one of your cards. So I think that would be helpful. But before I do that, what I wanted to ask was, I wanted to ask a mirroring question. I wanted to ask, what's something you don't realize about yourself? That's what I wanted to ask. What's something you don't realize about yourself? So I was just curious about that. What is something you don't realize about yourself at this time? For the collective. Sorry, I'm going to do it one more time. What don't you realize about yourself? I like this too because I like to find out what I don't realize about. Ooh, that one really, you know what? I'm wondering. Let's see. I knew it. So when the whole thing failed because they all stick together. So you got Little Red Riding Hood. It said, I am not a victim. Okay. I am not a victim. So what you may not have realized about yourself is that you're really not a victim. And some of you may feel like you're kind of victimized because, and I think I'm saying all parties, I'm saying DM and DF. I think at some point they feel kind of like the victim in this type of relationship because it's the universe really pushing you to clear those wounds, but you have to get triggered. They have to make you hit rock bottom to do that. And so for those of you who know you're making a sacrifice, for some of you, what I'm getting is that you are stronger and it's almost like you're in alignment with it. It's almost like, I'm like a warrior woman. I know what I'm doing. I know this is my path, and I know this is a sacrifice I need to make. I'm going to continue to do it. I'm not going to stop. This is a very tough journey, but I know I have to do this, and I'm not. And so see how fierce she looks? Like she's fierce, right? She's like, I'm doing this for a reason. I signed up for this. This is my contract, and I'm not going to stop. And this is my call. This is my calling. Excuse me. I have to get some water. Okay, so I think for some of you, you thought you were a victim, but you're not. Because like I said, there's a lot of untruths here. Let's try another card here. I don't know why I had to cough all of a sudden. Okay, let's do another one. What else? I always ask the divine on like what cards they want me to pull. I mean, what decks they want me to pull, and they want me to pull a certain deck, so I just listen. I have no idea what the message will be. But what else do you want the collective to know? Okay, so you got soul connection. We are family. My soul will find yours. Soul love is present. Right. Right. So you're not a victim because you share a soul. And all you're doing is mirroring each other back, like the wounds inside of yourselves, and like your souls long for each other. It's just like a longing. And it's like your family and you just want to be together. And it's something you signed up for, and on both camps, on either side, both of you are feeling kind of victimized. But at a soul level, you know you're not a victim. You know that you need this to grow, like you needed this push. And even though it seems like it's just your twin flame that's pushing you at this level, it's not. It's really the collective. I mean, look what's going on out there. I mean, this is a huge push for an awakening. Huge. People are being knocked off the fence. People who are fence sitters and they were like, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, not going to make any changes. I'm just going to keep living life the way I've always done it. They're being knocked off the fence right now. They don't have a choice. And so, twin flames, we've been on our own journeys, right? We didn't even need this pandemonium. We were already on it. We were already on a path. And so we were already knocked off the fence. Our twin flames knocked us off the fence. And so they're just asking you to remember that this is a soul connection, that you are family. My soul will find yours. And you will. Like, you're going to keep, like, your souls are already one. Actually, I mean, you're already connected. I mean, you already have twin flame union. I never like to say twin flame union, because at a spiritual level, a soul level, you're already in twin flame union. It's just that it's the physical is the last stop. So because they need you in 5D, they don't want you in physical, because I'll tell you right now, the divine will find a way to block it. Even if like you're so in love with your twin flame and they're so in love with you, and like both of you are stubborn with you, both of you are like, I'm staying together no matter what, the divine will do anything they can to kind of say, if they feel like you need to be in separation, if they feel like you're gonna grow more in separation, they're gonna find a way, a very creative way to end it. Okay, so let's look at some of your messages from the oracle. Okay, so you got this one. So this one says the most important thing is to enjoy your life, to be happy. It's all that matters. So yeah. So that is the most important thing, is to keep enjoying your life, to give to you what someone else can't give you. It's to enjoy your life. That is all that matters, is to find the joy. But at the same time, you have to share your feelings. The reason why I know this, because I'm still learning too, right? So when I get these cards, I have to dig deeper, because I got this card for us, harmony, okay? So I had to read deeper into like what they meant by this. So harmony is something that it wasn't what I thought it was. I'm thinking, harmony with collective, harmony with our twin flames, right? No, that's not what they mean. So they're saying you need to be you need to be in harmony with your own dark side. You need to be in harmony with your own shadow side. We have feelings that we're not embracing. We have truths that we're not telling. We are pretending. We're like a bunch of pretenders. Like, we're pretending we're fine. We're pretending we have no inner wounds. We are pretending that, we don't, well, I don't pretend, but some of you are pretending that you don't want union with your twin flame, or, you're pretending that, everything's fine and dandy and you don't need this relationship. And so what they're asking you to do is to be in harmony with the duality. You want to be in harmony with all that is wonderful, but you also want to be in harmony with all that is not wonderful. So whatever the opposite is. So where there is love, you may have to embrace the hate, which I know sounds terrible, but like, you have to embrace your shadow side. You have to embrace whatever you have abandoned in yourself, like whatever has been abandoned, whatever fragments of you are missing. We're all kind of fragmented. We're all kind of like trying to get the pieces of the puzzle back to make us whole again. And it's not our fault. I mean, I guess we signed up for it, I guess at a soul level. But anyway, it's not like it's like no one's fault, So it's just, we've been deprogrammed. I'm sorry, we've been programmed by society to be conditionally loving and conditionally loved. And we are being programmed to look outside of ourselves for happiness. And it's time to deprogram ourselves and to embrace our own shadow side and be in harmony with the dark side, the light and the dark. We have to embrace both. And until we do that, until we embrace all of our feelings and really tell ourselves the truth and really be open to telling the truth to others and ourselves, we are going to remain fragmented. So this is a tough lesson for me, to be honest, because I'm all about, yeah, let's just, we'll just be nice, and I won't speak my truth, and I won't, and I'm all, because it's hard. It's hard to embrace your own shadow side. And frankly, I'm still learning to do that. So that's a lifelong lesson. But once you are in harmony with everything, I think you're free. My best guess is that you're free. I wouldn't know. Okay, the next card we got is know that you and your DM are a portal of love, healing the planet and sending loving energies by sending your loving energies to your twin flame. Yeah, so just if you could just do it, if you can't do it to your physical twin flame, if you could do it to your twin flame's higher self, if you could do it with your twin flame's soul, at a soul level, if you're sending love to your twin flame in that form, in the ninth dimension, just know you are being a portal of love. You're healing the planet. You're healing the collective. I know you can't see it here, but that's what you're doing. Okay? It's very much needed right now, especially now. Just be the light when it comes to unconditionally loving when it comes to your twin flame. That's important. But at the same time, embrace your shadow side and embrace that, because that's how you heal it. If you ignore it, they call that running away from yourself. And then that's why your twin flame is not really running away from you, to be honest, but that's what they call it. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Metaphoric. Metaphorically, your twin flame is running from you, but they're actually not. They just have, it's almost like the divine is blocking them by saying, oh, yeah, no, she doesn't want you either. Like, it's almost like that type of thing. It's like they're making, neither one of you have truth right now, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, the next card you got is schizophrenia. So I don't know if you could kind of, and I know on my channel we've gotten this card quite a few times, and it's how we all, I shouldn't say we all, I'll just say me. It's how I feel. So it's almost like a bridge, right? Like, I don't feel like I'm clinging to my old programs, but as you're letting go of old programs and you're starting to feel like, oh my God, like the bottom is about to drop. Like, I don't even know without this foundation of my programs, like, what am I even doing? Like, where am I? And then you're hanging on to the third dimension, and then you're clinging on to the fifth dimension, right? So your hands are on the fifth dimension, your feet are still in the third dimension, and you are thinking, I'm bridging myself because I'm still in one world, but I have my foot in the other world. And I like the fifth dimension way better because it's very unconditionally loving. But at the same time, the world, the collective, is kind of still in the third dimension. And so I'm kind of an observer of that and living amongst that. And so you feel kind of schizophrenic. And so, but it's almost like you have to trust the divine. And there's the divine, right? And out of the clouds. Anyway, we'll catch you. Don't worry. It's okay. That goes on. I think it messes with my sound. Okay. Anyway, that's kind of how a lot of humanity is feeling right now, where they're clinging to both dimensions at this time, or both, it's crazy times. Okay, but on a lighter note, we have Make a Wish. This is a magical moment. Make a wish and enjoy its manifestation. Make a wish. What do you really wish for? I mean, come on. What do you really wish for? This is what they're telling me. Okay. This one was strange. When I got this one, I'm like, what? So this one says mountain goat, fighting for love or ardent declarations may hide unfaithfulness. So at first when I heard unfaithfulness, I thought that meant someone's being unfaithful or somebody was like third party situation. I didn't know what this meant. And they're all like, no, that's not what this card is saying. They're saying you just need to have that passion. Like, don't be unfaithful to your path. So stay ardent on your path. You chose this twin flame journey, and they want you to stay passionate. Be like a mountain goat. Fight for this. Like fight. Like don't give up. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, you wanted this to happen a year ago. I mean, there are some people who have been doing this for years. Like they knew that they met their twin flames. I mean, a decade ago, maybe 2 decades ago. And so they're tired. And so, and then for those of us who haven't been on the twin flame journey as long, although for me, it'll be 3 years, fall of 2020, it's just a matter of being faithful on your journey, being faithful to you and your twin flame, being faithful in your journey, in your journey of becoming the best version of yourself. Because once you become the best version of yourself, that is when you comes back to you. Oh my goodness, it's just like, what the heck did we sign up for? But it's pretty cool. It's like that's when you know you're like the best version of yourself. It's like they even give you like a prize. I hate to call like us a prize. I didn't really mean it to sound that way. But it's like that's when you know both parties have become the best versions of themselves. And of course, no one can ever be perfect. But believe it or not, becoming the best version of yourself is embracing your shadow side. Like that's a part of becoming the best version of yourself, like facing your shadow side. And that's not easy for people. People would rather ignore it. I mean, I did. I mean, for like ever. Okay, because I'm pretty sure I'm like halfway done with my life right now. And now I'm starting to figure stuff out. So the last card we got is, I know this is going to sound really confusing, but it says the choice to judge rather than to know is the cause of the loss of peace. Judgment is the process of which perception, but not knowledge, rests. Judgment always involves rejection. It never emphasizes only the positive aspects of what is being judged and whether in you or others, but you are placing your belief in the unreal. This causes unrest in yourself as you are putting yourself out of balance because it's just you judging you. Isn't that deep? I'm like, oh my God. It's mind-blowing. Yeah, and of course, I don't know about you, but I have not mastered this. I'm constantly judging. But they're saying that because it's a perception and it's not really knowledge, right? So like every time you judge anything, they're saying this is not coming from your highest knowledge. This is just coming from your perception, your ego perception. And when you judge, it actually kind of poisons your own body because at the same time you have to embrace it, right? Like you still have to embrace your shadow side. You have to kind of be aware. I'm all about like running my energy, like running to like clear it out because I'm, judging stuff or whatever I'm doing to poison my energy. And so they're saying like anytime you judge something, it's a rejection, like you're rejecting out of perception, not out of knowledge. And it's the belief in the unreal. And it's putting yourself out of balance when you do that. And I know what the Buddha says, or I don't remember who, maybe it's the Tao, I don't know, but they say to have no opinions or have all opinions, which again, I think that's not really being truthful with yourself because you still want to be in harmony of who you really are. Like you still have to speak your truth. But when you do that, when you speak your truth, when you act, like instead of pretending, like I can pretend, I could be there with a bunch of people and say, all opinions are my opinions. Until that's really true, just don't say it. Like, don't lie to yourself. Like, embrace the fact that none of your opinions are my opinions. And your opinions are not like mine. My opinions are correct at this time. your opinions are not correct at this time until I figured out that all opinions are my opinions. And so that they're just saying, but it's all based on not knowledge. It's not higher knowledge. It's perception. And it's just your ego mind. And your ego mind is so limited that, so the reason why they gave me this card and the reason why I'm talking about this is because it's like, I think we're judging our twin flames and vice versa. And I think it's because it's our perception. We don't really know. Okay, we have this perception of what is happening. We have this perception of what our twin flame is doing. And it's not really true. I mean, it feels like it's true and it looks like it's true. And I even sometimes laugh and I'm like, there is nothing in the physical that tells me otherwise. There's nothing in the physical that tells me that this person loves me, that this person wants to be in my life. There is nothing in the physical that's giving me this, confirmation. This is all intuition. But then I have to remind myself, but this is my higher mind. My higher mind is always right. The physical is not. The physical is not correct. That is just my ego. And so that is the lesson here. That's the lesson. All right. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. Tomorrow, we're going to do 2 more questions for Tuesday. We're going to ask, what kinds of challenges might you face if you got into union right now? And what are their expectations of the relationship? And we'll ask about your expectations as well. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.